Hi, everybody. Pastor Jason back with you once again for another Wednesday reflection. I come to you once again from a new location, this time in my office. 23 years ago, I was ordained into the holy ministry. The reason why I sit in this chair, in this place in my office, is because of what's behind me. I grew up in the state of Iowa. I loved the Iowa Hawkeyes. I still do. I remember being at many games, some incredible victories, some tough losses. I remember a lot of players and a couple incredible coaches. It reminds me of some of the leaders of men. Some players, the coaches, of course, even some of the players who didn't play very often but were leaders on their team. It got me thinking a little bit about my past and so many people near and dear to my heart that led me along the way to become a pastor as I celebrate 23 years in the ministry. Certainly, my mom and dad have been wonderful throughout the years. I remember my grandma calling me her little preacher when I was 5. I had wonderful pastors as well that saw in me things that I didn't see. They saw the potential and the possibility of me becoming a pastor. And now that I am, I continue to thank God for all those whom He has placed in my life that have assisted me along the way. 23 years is a long time. It's kind of surprising in some ways of how fast it has come and gone. And as I think of leaders, I think of a hymn that was sang at my ordination service. It's one of my favorite hymns. I've told my kids already that it's a hymn that I would love to have sung at my funeral because it's that near and dear to my heart. The hymn, Christ Be My Leader. I read it for you. Christ be my leader, by night as by day. Safe through the darkness, for He is the way. Gladly I follow, my future His care. Darkness is daylight when Jesus is there. Christ be my teacher in age as in youth, drifting or doubting, for He is the truth. Grant me to trust Him, though shifting as sand. Doubt cannot daunt me, in Jesus I stand. Christ be my Savior in calm as in strife. Death cannot hold me, for He is the life. Nor darkness, nor doubting, nor sin and its stain can touch my salvation. With Jesus, I reign. It's a beautiful text. I love that as it weaves in and out of the verses, the truth of Jesus as the way, the truth, and the life. It speaks to real life. It does to me as I think about what Christ has done for me. And my prayers going forward as a child of God, redeemed by my Savior Jesus, that Christ would continue to be my leader in night, during the day. Not worried about being in darkness, because when I have Jesus, I have the light that lights the way. He holds my future. What a joy it is to know. He's my teacher in age, as I get a little older, as He was in my youth. There's times that all of us have some struggles, and the writer writes, drifting or doubting. He reminds us that He is the truth. The prayer, O Lord, grant me to trust Him, even in those moments when I feel like my life is shifting like sand. Not to let the doubts daunt me or overcome me, because with Jesus, I stand. Jesus, my Savior, in calm and in strife. Death cannot hold me, for He's the life. Nor darkness, nor doubting, the sin, the stain, the struggle, the pain, none of that can touch my salvation, because one day with Jesus, I reign. I don't know how you're doing today, but I pray as you put your trust in Jesus or come to know Him better, that you will allow Him to be your leader as well. just like a good quarterback or a good coach, how much better is our Savior Jesus at leading us? He promises to be with us every step of the way. Even in the midst of our doubts and our struggles, he says, it's not too much for me, for I have overcome the world. And if I have overcome the world, I have overcome everything and anything that you could be going through. Nothing can touch your salvation if you cling to Jesus as your Savior. I pray that in the midst of the continual struggles of this day, that you will continue to look to the light, not to the darkness, not to the things of evil that try to separate us, but the love of Christ that brings you and me together this very day. And in the middle of the doubts, in the middle of the shifting sand, I pray you remain steadfast, standing on Jesus, the one who will never, ever change, the one who will always love you. Christ be my leader. I pray Christ be your leader in night and in day, in our youth and as we get older, in the strong moments of celebration, in those difficult times as well, that we might trust his salvation is true and is real, and it is ours. It's mine and for all who believe. May he continue to be your leader today and always.